Buenos nachos. What's going on, my high vibrational individual expressions of God on earth? This is day 335, day 335 of 360. We rocking and rolling today. Y'all feel me? Well, brothers and sisters, today we get to reveal, explain, illuminate, and simplify how I got out. Move the beep, 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 beep. Gotta move out. Brothers and sisters, you gotta get out of your own way. Now, that's a lot easier said than done. Another way of saying it is that your effort must match your expectations. Most, not all, most, I'll keep it on, their effort is not the vibrational equivalent of their expectations because they haven't moved out. Now, today's message, along with all of these messages that we've been talking about, and we talk about this every day because we all want to play. We all have the same issue, and that is the whole earth is suffering from spiritual amnesia. We all have forgotten that we are begotten. So there's different levels of this game, though. And the crazy thing is, everybody's right. Because as we talked about inside of the 21-day manifestation school class, we're going to be breaking down day 11 tonight. Belief is it. Belief is the only thing that matters. So since you can believe anything you want, and since you believe it, it's true for you. You can literally, if you believe Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior, you give your life to Jesus and you totally dedicate 100%, then Jesus will do for you based upon your effort. So effort equals expectations, but it doesn't. Most people's expectations doesn't match their effort. In fact, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to bet all my money that your effort doesn't match your expectations. Now, I'm expecting 1K a day. So that's my expectation. Remember, all problems come from unrealistic expectations. Most, not all, most people have unrealistic expectations, and they've misplaced their dependency. They are dependent upon some other frequency, some other wave, and some other vibration. They have not moved out. So the secret, brothers and sisters, is you have to move out, abandon, turn your back on your current reality. You have to move into your new mentality. Let me say this again really slow, so we'll get to break it down. You, not me, but you have to move out. You can take all your energy out. But you got to move out of your current, whatever is your current, so just look at it. Whatever you believe right now, you got to move out of your current reality, the physical reality, where you live at, what you look like, your physicality. So we were talking about the physical you. And now you got to move. You got to move out of your current reality. And you have to move in. You got to get a new address. So you got to move in, but you got to move into your new, because you got a new mentality. So your new mindset, my brother, your new mindset, my beautiful educated sister, that's the keys to the new kingdom. And it must be a daily activity. It's not something that you can do once. This is something that you have to do every day. Remember, this is the biggest mistake that I made, was thinking that I could choose, let's say, to be married. You get married, you choose to be married. I didn't know that you got to choose to stay married. So every day you got to wake up, you got to choose to stay married. Of the day that you stop choosing to stay married, that's the day that your marriage stops physically. It's going to take a while, or stops mentally, but it's going to take a while for it to show up physically, depending on your lack of effort. Your lack of attention, because remember, energy flows where attention goes. So if you've given your attention to another boo-boo instead of your boo-boo, y'all still married physically. But that day, you divorced your mate spiritually. And you don't know. Same thing with manifesting. You could choose today to be a millionaire. And today you are a millionaire. But before it shows up physically, you divorce your millions. And you go back and you move back in with your poverty. And so the battle when it comes to manifesting is based upon how you identify your emotional intelligence or lack of emotional intelligence, which is what we call feelings. So your emotional intelligence is your feelings. And so when we're talking about being a kingdom millionaire, that means mentally, your mental disposition must be the vibrational equivalent of a king that has dominion over his dome. If you don't have dominion over your dome, you must go home. If you personally, now remember this is personal, no Tom, no Dick, no Harry, this is personal. You must have dominion over your own dome, or you have to go home. And when we talk about dominion over your dome, so that way you don't have to go home, we got to look at the fact that how we exercise thought pattern recognition. Your ability to recognize your own thought pattern, that determines your success. In order for you to be successful, you got to really focus and exercise discipline in order that you are the king's kid. That's the only ID card you have. You have a spiritual identification system. And if we don't see ourselves the way God designed our own selves or our own self, we are in deep kimchi because our effort doesn't match our expectation. I'm expecting $1,000 today. In fact, this is the last day. Well, so I got to make up the difference between, and I know the math of the numbers. So I know how much money I've made this month, but I know the goal for the month was $30K. So the difference between, so 30 minus however much I made, let's say it's 15. So if I've made 15, so I have today and tomorrow to come up with the other 15. So I set my expectation. That determines my effort. So my effort, and I think it was Coach Tomlinson, I got to give him a shout out for breaking down not really the science, but the understanding. That's one of his coaching philosophies, and he's the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the football Pittsburgh Steelers. He has that same overstanding. That overstanding is powerful because that overstanding allows you to override negative habit patterns because it's not based upon your capacity. It's not based upon your intellectual fortitude. It's not based upon what and who you know. Your effort changes based upon your expectation. So if I'm not expecting today to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, okay, then I can do, what we call relax. I can take a day off. But if my expectations are to generate 1K or let's say 15, it takes a different amount of effort to generate 1K as it does to generate 15K. Now, let me make sure you over, and understand. This is the key, one of the keys to the kingdom. Because the king must have dominion over your dome. If the king does not have dominion over your dome, you must go home. And unfortunately, for many of us, the king doesn't have dominion over our dome. Okay, so the king got to have, the king has to have dominion over your dome. It's just that hard, also just that simple. So now we're going to look at a couple of frequencies, waves, and vibrations, because we are the king's kid. So the king left us here to run the kingdom. We're the captains now. And you are the captain. You got dominion over your brain. You are in charge of 100 trillion cells, which are 100 trillion individuals. They're running around in your head. You they pappy. You the pappy. Or you the mammy. That means that you got to make some decisions, bro. You got to decide. You have to decide. Choose ye this day. Now, that's a huge responsibility. That's a huge undertaking. And you are the only person that's in charge. Everybody's reporting to you. Because your cells, they listen and they follow your voice, not mine. I can talk all day, every day, till Jesus comes back and leave again. My cells, your cells don't respond to my voice. They respond to your voice. So the effort and the expectation is one aspect of it. And then the ability to live in a place where your desire is fulfilled is the next part. So let's reverse engineer it. The first problem that we all have to address today, Doc, how do I move out? How do I pack my shit and move out of my own head? Right now, you can no longer live where you live. I've been saying that for a while. You can no longer live where you live. So wherever you're living at physically, your physical body can stay there. But your mental disposition cannot. Now, I gotta say that again. I gotta say it 5 or 6 times so it can sink in. Right now, I need everybody just to look around at your environment. Whatever your environment is right now, whatever you got going on, you know, it's awesome or it's not so awesome. Everybody's, we all are different. So wherever you are right now, so physically, let's look at the physical. So you can stay. You can stay wherever you are. You can stay there physically. It doesn't matter because we're not physical beings. So you can stay. You can stay there physically. But you got to, bruh. You have to. You have to move out right now, mentally, spiritually. You have to move out. Now, are you sitting there and you're thinking, you cannot live where you are physically. You there, but you got to pack your shit, bruh. Why? Because you don't want you telling me you don't want to be there. So you got to move out now. You can't wait till tomorrow. You can't wait till next week. You have to pack your shit and get up out of there, homie. Wherever there is at, you got to move out. Now, y'all know that this ain't no new believer show. Y'all know how we do. So wherever you are, we don't know where you are, but wherever you are, and we all live in different places, right? So wherever you are, physically, you have to move out. You have to move out. So wherever you are physically, you got to move out. That means you can't stay there no more. Now it served you well while you was there. It was great. You've been living the dream. It was great, but it don't serve you no more. So let's say you live in a space where you've been making $15 an hour. So $15 an hour was awesome. It served you well, but you can't live off $15 an hour no more. So you got to move out. You got to move out. You cannot live mentally where you live physically. Now, let's sink in. It's going to take a minute. You cannot live mentally where you live physically. Let it sink in. Take it in. Breathe it in. Do that double nostril breathing. Let's hit it one more time. Brother Timothy, hit it one more time, Brother Tim. Hold it. Yeah. Y'all feel me? Y'all got that double nostril breathing? Y'all, God is Cheryl of the West, you with me? Sister Cheryl. What else, Sister Cheryl? Put that chicken sandwich down. I just messed with you, Sister Cheryl. So what are you saying, Doc? Well, Brother Mitch, you gotta hit that nostril breathing twice, Brother Mitch. Like puff, puff, pass. But it's puff, puff, hold. You can no longer mentally live where you physically stay. Because mentally you set a goal for 1K a day. That's how I'm going to play. Maybe you set a goal for 100K. Maybe you set a goal for 10,000. Whatever. Whatever your goal is, that's your goal. But are you there right now? Answer is no. Let's say you want to drop 50 pounds. 50. You telling me you want to drop 50 pounds in 30 days? That's your goal? Yes, it is, Doc. Okay, then let's do it. That means you need to move out where you are physically. If you weigh 250 and you want to drop down to 200, that means you got to go live mentally where everybody that's 200 is at. You can no longer live in that physical place. You got to move out. Pack your shizness and move out. You can no longer live mentally where you live physically. If you're making $25,000 a year physically, you need to go live mentally where you make $100,000. And if you're making $100,000 right now, physically, you need to go live where they make $200,000 mentally. So you need to find people that are making $200,000, and you need to mentally go there. You need to watch videos of people who are making $200K. You need to read books that are written by people who are making $200K. You want to listen to music and audio from people who are making $200K. You need to live mentally. You need to live mentally. You need to live mentally. You need to move the mother feed out. Move out where you are at physically. Wherever, if you're living in Podunk, Texas, physically, you need to live mentally in the Bahamas, Grand Caymans, Dubai. Wherever they balling at, you need to get your ass over there quick. Mentally, you cannot afford to mentally stay where you are living physically. That dog don't hunt. You already know what to do. It's how we do. Next, your effort must match your expectations. What? Hold up, time out, Doc. People talk to me about talent. Talent don't mean jack shiznit. People talk to me about consistency. Focus, discipline, order don't mean nada. Because it's based upon your expectations. Unrealistic expectations, misplaced dependencies. Your expectations determines your effort, not your mental capacity. What is your expectation? Are you expecting to make $1,000 a day? Or are you expecting to make $100 a day? What is your expectation, bruh? What is your expectations? Your expectations determines your effort. Your effort must match your expectations. If you ain't expecting nothing, you ain't got to do nothing. But if you like me, and I know you are, that's why you're here, if you got a high expectation, bruh, sis, you need to have high energy, high effort. Holler at your boy. I told y'all, this is not a new believer show of a chimp. This is for grown folk. You got to have your big boy drawers on and your big girl panties on if you want to hang out with your boy. The average of the people on, they got to tap out. This is not a new believer show, Sister T. Sister T know what I'm talking about. Everybody on this call. This is a kingdom millionaire maker. We make millionaires over chump. As a kingdom millionaire, it's your job, brother. It's your job, sister, to oscillate and to vibrate on the level where there is no devil. Everybody needs to take advantage of today's offer. The next 3 days, the 5K system. I was going to do the 20K, but that's probably too much for y'all, so we're going to knock it down a couple of niches, a couple of notches. For everybody that's already on the website, now you need to increase the website. That means now it's time to put your entire program on that website. That means you need to fill in all of the blanks and start promoting the blanks. You got your book out there, and it's awesome. And instead of you doing it, I'm just going to host it on my payloads page. So the money will go to my account. I'll take the money from my account and send it to your account. Why? It's just easier. Instead of you setting up the links and all that stuff, I've been doing this for a long time, and you can do it, but it'll take too much time. Well, I can do it. And like if you go to the website, the one that I did last night, I got to change the link on it where it says metaphysical marketing on my website. Just click on metaphysical marketing and to show you all the links and everything that I set up last night, and it took me less than an hour to do. So I can build an entire course, everything, links, payment gateway, everything. All you got to do is then just start sharing the link. So if you don't have nothing, again, the cost is $1,000. If you already have the book and everything, like there's people on the site like Sister Cheryl, Sister Veronica, the Spans. Okay, so now you guys already have the book and stuff. So now it's time for the complete link with all of the step-by-step program that's underneath the example for metaphysical marketing. Just go to the website, Master Teacher 33, and click on where it says metaphysical marketing to see the example that I set up. So that way, when people click on it, your course is downloaded immediately. Now, as soon as we set everything up, then I just need you to add in the audio part, because it comes with the ebook, it comes with the 5 to 7 modules, and then it also comes with people need to hear your voice, telling your story that fits your course. So when I finish the course, I'm going to send it to you. You can do an audio, a 5-minute audio for each module, or you can just do one 5-minute audio or video for the entire course, the basic course. If you already got a basic course set, we're going to do the intermediate. If you already got the intermediate course, we're going to do the advanced. So the $1,000 is for, number one, your information on my website. That way you don't have to build a website unless you want to. So the point is for you to get started. While you are doing what? Building up your authentic, unique authority in your own head, so you got confidence. And then once you get that confidence, bam, attraction and attention. So everything starts with what? Building your audience, getting attention. That means that you have to move out of your current reality and move into your new mentality, because then that gives you confidence. So what I'm saying right now, you got to think about it. You're like, okay, shit, let's do this, Doc. And just by you saying it, that creates the space to collapse the money for it. You don't have to worry about money. You just got to worry about your belief. Because if what we're saying in the private 21-day manifestation course is true, and it's true, otherwise the Satanists wouldn't be doing it. Otherwise the Rockefeller wouldn't be doing it. Otherwise the Divine Nine from the Black Boule, they wouldn't be doing it. And so think about, the top, they say 13. Everybody different. So what are the top 13 families that's, let's say running the world? That's controlling behind the scenes, the government, everything else. There's really only 13 families, the wealthiest families in the world. But most people call them the Illuminati or whatever, right? These knuckleheads, how are they running everything? Well, they're doing exactly what I'm telling you. So we got these 13 knuckleheads who their wealth, they control everything. Starting with the royals over there, Prince Charles and all them knuckleheads, the British Crown. All of those people. Then we got the Rothschilds, the Red Shield. We know about Nathan Rothschild, or Rothschild, or Red Shield, for all the blood that this fool has spilled, so to speak. And it's extremely important that we understand, brothers and sisters, that whether you believe in this or not, they use this system, which is you only limited by your beliefs. So John D. Rockefeller back in 1880, if I remember correctly, he came up with devised this scheme. And this is talked about in the book, Think and Grow Rich. The Rockefellers, they made all their money based off of this. And that is definite chief aim. So in the book, Think and Grow Rich, and look at the title, Think and Grow. He didn't say you got to do shit. Think. Because once you think, then something happens. Expectation. Your expectation goes up. You expect money to flow to you easily and effortlessly from all directions, 24/7, 365. Your expectations go up. Then when your expectations grow up, guess what else happens? Guess what else happens? All of a sudden, your confidence grows up because you start expecting stuff, but you don't know how to do it. You're just like, man, I'm expecting good things to happen. So your brain is like, the brain starts looking for, okay, how are we going to generate this 1K a day? If I got 1 day, how am I going to generate $15,000 in 1 day? So the brain starts occupying your lane. So the brain is going to send you ideas. And remember, your subconscious brain, the unconscious brain, and the subconscious brain makes up 3 times the space as the conscious brain. So the first gut instinct, like this morning, my gut instinct was do a Facebook Live. So I got up and I did a Facebook Live. I didn't even question it. Most people, they go back, your gut to tell you something, the gut initiative. Remember, your biggest and your first brain is your gut. So my gut told me the title and what to do with my YouTube video. My TikTok video. My gut. No reverend, no doctor, no bishop, no guru. Just me, myself, and I. All 3 of us, we got together. And we made a concrete decision to ball out of control. And it's crazy because each and every one of us have that same gut initiative. And you got it, I got it. We got to listen to it, though. We have to move out of our unconscious brain, move into our conscious brain. Then we got to move out of our conscious brain and move back into the unconscious brain. Now, it's very important for us that we understand that the reticular activating system is programmed by your frontal lobe or the neocortex or your reason and logical system. So you need it to program your automatic pilot system. So we got to override. That's why you got to move out from the reticular activating system until the reticular activating system is reprogrammed. And then you can move back out and move back into the conscious brain. So right now you got to move out of your unconscious brain because it's keeping you safe and secure. But it's not allowing you to be rich or wealthy. It's not allowing you to be healthy. It's not allowing you to be wise or establish great relationships. And what it's doing is this consistent emotion. It's expressing energy based upon a familiar past. So your familiar past is costing you your new cash. The familiar past. You are familiar with struggle fest because you've been struggling and fighting to get a new job. You've been struggling and fighting to maintain a specific diet or routine. You've been struggling and fighting to listen to your gut instead of your head. You've been struggling and fighting to maintain a relationship or even to get in or out of relationship. So we're used to struggle fest, not manifest. So you got to move out. You got to abandon struggle. And you have to mentally, this is not physically, If you're in a bad relationship, if you're in a bad job, if you're in a bad place health-wise, you don't do nothing in the physical. You go, you move out of the physical, and you move. This is I tell everybody, but inside of my book, Etheric Force, move out, take your energy out. That when you remove energy, that it creates a vacuum. A hole is left. It's like you got a sink full of dishes. Fill up the water. Then take the dishes out of the sink. The water level drops tremendously because the dishes was occupying space in the sink. Your problems is occupying space in your brain. Take your problems out of your brain, the water. It drops to make room for the new dishes. So you got to take out the energy out of your problem by removing your attention. Because energy flows. Why are you putting energy into a negative habit pattern? Well, it's there. Of course it's there. We all know bills come every 30 days. We know that. Sometimes every 2 weeks. So we know that. They're not nothing new. So we ain't got to focus on it. But what do we got to focus on? We got to focus on the things that create the level of frequency or wave vibration of what we call, in this case, income. As the example, because what that does is that creates now a new life-sustaining pattern. So as we talked about before, the hardest thing is that we were all raised in an environment where we put our faith and belief in Jesus or God. We did not put our faith and our belief in our attributes and characteristics that's given to us by God. So when Jesus said, it is done, it is finished, I am out, he moved out. That's why you got to move out. So he said, but I'm going to leave you with the Comforter. That's your gut. The Comforter, the Holy Spirit is your presence. It's you. It's not some mystical dude that you go and you carry for that they teach you in church. The holy means set aside. Spirit means ruling disposition. You reverse engineer that word. So there's a spirit. A spirit is a group of related thought. You have the wrong group of thought. You have the wrong spirit. I don't care what your spirit is wrong because it's not making you wealthy, healthy, wise, and in a great relationship. Results, but I don't give a mother beep about what anybody else, the shit everybody else is talking. We live in a world that's based on fucking results. I don't care what your system is. Does it produce results almost by any means necessary? That statement is true for me. I don't recommend it for you. Because I'm going to do anything necessary, barring anything illegal. That would end up putting me in jail or in harm's way. That's the only thing different between me and a Satanist. A Satanist, as we've been talking about, is do as thy wilt. That is the whole of the law. Belief is a tool. That's it. It's like a hammer. Faith, belief, remember we broke this down already. Prayer, they're all the same word. Remember, it is a calm, cool, tamed brain. If your brain is agitated right now, you pretty much fucked. You can't do shit with an agitated brain. That's why the devil, if you want to use that term, but there ain't no devil, you the devil. But I know we got religion, so that's how we all got fucked up in the first place. Because religion teaches you to rely upon a system outside of yourself. That's why I got rid of religion. Belief is a closely held disposition based upon your perception and your interpretation. That's influenced by your personal experiences and your culture. Belief varies from person to person. Each individual on this call have your own unique perspective on reality. There's no two people who have the exact same perspective. We could all look at the exact same thing, and we all have a different perspective on what just happened. We could watch a video like the shit that went down in Alabama. We all watched it, right? And I could ask everybody, hey, what's your take on what happened in Alabama? Everybody will have a different perspective. Everybody has a different perspective. Belief is the only thing that directs energy. Belief is the only thing that directs energy. Belief, faith, and prayer are all the same words. It means to appease. Remember, we looked it up. And that word appease means to please. That's what, so energy grows where your attention grows. So if you put attention on your problem, energy is going to that problem. Your attention should be on what? Fuck the problem. Turn your back on the problem. I don't care if it's a relationship. I don't care if it's in-laws. I don't care if it's health. You go to the doctor and they say you got 3 days to live. So what do? Forget what the doctor says. How do you establish longevity? Well, that gets into the what they call centurion science. I call it theocentric nutrition. For the next 3 days, all your energy is on theocentric nutrition. Fuck what the doctor said. Watch what happens. The disease goes away. Why? You took all the energy out. If you got a bill, take all your energy off the bill. What happens? Put all your energy on what do I normally do? If you've never done nothing, say you're a mama's boy or you're a daddy's girl, you ain't never done shit in your own life. So then you find other people. Find somebody who's in the place where you're at. What do people do that got more money than bills? Go to YouTube. Look at the rich. Google, millionaire, billionaire. Go look at Dan Pena. What does Dan Pena do? You see Dan Pena, man? He be calling millionaires bitches and hoes and punks and pussies. These grown-ass men, he's talking to them like they dogs. Why would a man that's already successful pay another man? You know how much it costs to go to Dan Pena's little account? Like Tony Robbins. It's like something like $50,000 to talk to that fool for 1 hour. And he got a waiting list. He got a waiting list. People want to pay him $50,000, $25,000 for 1 hour. Your presence is a present. If you fucking talking to people that don't value your presence, it's your fault. Because you letting people piss on you and call it rain. If I'm talking and people ain't listening, I fucking stop talking. I only talk to people who want to listen. Every show is not based upon who pay and who doesn't. The shows, the books, everything I do, I set my intention before I do the show to only let people call in who want to win. I ain't got time for losers, man. People do what they want. People set value on shit they believe is valuable. I know my worth. I know my value. You should know yours. If you knew your worth and your value, you wouldn't let nobody fucking punk you and say that they love you. You wouldn't do it. You pack your shit, or they would come home and all the fucking locks would be changed. And you have a fucking, what you call them, paper, I forgot the name of it, but telling them fools they can't be within 100 feet of you and so on and so forth. Restraining order. What's the point? See, the point is we don't value ourselves enough. Remember, effort must match expectation. You sitting here and you're expecting to be wealthy, and all you're doing is going to your 9 to 5, stop playing with yourself. That's not how wealth is generated, brother. That's not how wealth is generated. So go and Google. Wealth is generated by the 99.99% of all wealthy people can do one thing better than everybody else in the world. That's get attention. And then they are able to keep your attention because they are providing you with something that's valuable to you. And then they can still keep your attention because now they can provide support for the thing that they provided that got your attention initially. Can you get attention? Most people are afraid of attention. Why? Because nobody wants to be looked at. Because they know they will be exposed. Because they have no worth and no value. But they do, but they don't. How come? They can't see themselves. Everybody has the same problem. There's no other problem on earth other than a lack of self-esteem. You show me anybody in the world that has what y'all call a problem. Problems don't exist. Problems are opportunities in disguise. There is no such thing as a problem. Now, there's a lack of self-worth. There's a lack of a proper self-image. There's a lack of self-esteem. People don't know how to esteem themselves. Now, we'll worship a preacher. We'll give all of our time and energy to the preacher. Or you worship your little boo-boo, your little Sheerans, your man. You do all of this shit for other people, but you ain't going to do shit for yourself. Not you personally, but people you know. See, self-esteem is confidence in one's own abilities. I don't care about your deity. Jesus got power, but you don't. Even though Jesus said the things I have done, you shall do. You're made in the image and likeness of God. The Bible says God has not given you the spirit of fear, but he gave you a spirit of love, power, and a sound mind. You got the power to tread up on snakes and scorpions and all power of the enemy. The Bible says no weapon formed against you can prosper. All who rise up against you shall fall. The Bible talks about all of this stuff that you have because you're fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God. So how we value and perceive ourselves, unfortunately, is based upon the opinions and beliefs of someone else. That's why most people are fucked. If you value the opinion and beliefs of someone else about you, you are in deep kimchi. I'm talking about, man, let's be for real. Let's stop playing church. You literally value other people's opinion. Everybody wants to be liked. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be valued. Everybody wants to be respected. If anybody tell you they don't, they're lying. Not only by yourself, but by other people. But what happens when that doesn't work? Pack your shit and leave. Vibrationally, mentally. You don't go nowhere physically. Like I said at the beginning of the show, move out of your current physical reality. Move out mentally. The only way for you to win is for you to go within. Let me tell you again, I'm hoping, I'm knowing this is getting through. Because I am here. Because I got out of my predicament. Because I decided that I didn't want to live in my current reality anymore. So because I didn't want to live in my current reality, that meant I literally had to move out of my current reality and live in a new mentality. So I'm living in my new house now. But when I was in my old house, I was already moved in. So I'm living in my new economic bracket now. So it hasn't shown up in my physicality. So what I do is I got to hold my new mentality instead of my physical reality. So I don't give a fuck what my physical bank account says. I'm only concerned with my mental bank account says. My mental, my mind, my will, my emotions, my imaginations, my intellect are all mentally immersed in my desires fulfilled. I live in my desires fulfilled state, not where I'm physically at. There is a mental image that is occupying my brain. That way I'm able to experience God's gain instead of toxic shame. So I don't listen to other people's opinions. My dopamine is not released by social media likes and dislikes like 99.99% of the planet. Dopamine dumping, the instant gram of cocaine that's released inside of your brain, causes toxic shame. Every time you go to Instagram or Instagram, you get an instant gram of dopamine. That is the same thing as an endorphin. These endorphins are basically internal morphine. You are hooked on morphine. So if you post something on social media and it doesn't garner, remember, my videos on average, there's like really now 50, maybe 100 people. I used to have between 25 and 100,000 people listen to each video I post. Now I have 25. When I say 12, I'm talking about 25,000 to 100,000 people. Where they all go? My Facebook feed is pushed down by Facebook. Facebook doesn't allow people to see my feed. I don't give a. I'm not on Facebook to be seen. The people who really, really see my worth and value, they're going to do the same thing I do. If I want to see somebody's shit on Facebook, I go to Facebook. There's a little circle at the top that says search. So if I want to see what God is sure of the West is doing, and if her shit is not on my feed, I'm going to go there where it says search, and I'm going to type in Cheryl West. And I'm going to click on the page, and it's going to go take me to Cheryl West's page, and I can see everything what she's posting on her page, what she's doing today. So I'm not going to allow Facebook, instant gram of coke, tick-tock, 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 control your time. It's even in the name, TikTok. What does it do? You get on TikTok, what happens? You stuck on TikTok for an hour. So your effort doesn't match your expectations. You're expecting to make X amount of dollars, but your effort that you're putting in doesn't allow you to win. You're expecting to be healthy, but you don't work out, you don't eat right because you don't do anything because you're on TikTok. Time, TikTok, TikTok. Time is just moving right along. You ain't got time to work out. You're on social media. And so the system is set up so that way your efforts doesn't meet and match your expectations. So therefore, you have an unrealistic expectation. You got misplaced dependency. That creates a feeling that's called toxic shame. Because you know you're not putting in the work. You're not putting in the energy. So when you don't, it's like the thing that makes all of the greats great, they know they put in the work. So when Michael Jordan took the basketball court, he knew he put in the work. He wasn't tired in the fourth quarter. And he knew he'd been practicing 3, 2, 1. He'd been practicing that over 1,000 times. So when the end of the game, everybody in the stands knew who was getting the ball. Michael Jordan didn't give up beat. Kobe Bryant didn't give up beat. Magic Johnson, all the greats. Even today, you look at the dudes out there, man, they have nerves of steel because they put in the work. Are you putting in the work? See, when you put in the work and your back is up against the wall, you know you put in the work. So you depend upon the work of Jesus. Effort. Effort determines your expectations. If there is no effort, don't expect no expectations. Your work effort must match your expectations. So if you're expecting to have a great relationship, you need to put in the effort that creates great relationships, that creates intelligence. The reason that I know all the shit that I know is because I watch anywhere from 10 to freaking 50, 60 videos a day. I read articles. I'm on freaking social media. I'm on Google. I'm in ChatGPT. I'm researching shit. I'm up every night, 2, 3 o'clock, researching stuff. Every movie I watch, I'm able to extrapolate deep esoteric knowledge. It could be a low-budget flick, but it has some truth in it. My job is to find it and extrapolate it. I'm putting in the work. So I have a very high expectations because I put in a lot of work. I'm not just doing this shit because I'm bored. I have a high expectation. So I know shit's going to work. I'm going to make it work. I refuse, because the Bible says that no one performed against me shall prosper. So when I lose, I win. And when I win, I win, because all things work together for my good. So no, I induce myself to believe by words. No Jesus, no Buddha, no Muhammad. I don't need no mother to call me and tell me shit. Nobody got to do nothing. If it is to be, it's up to me. Because I looked that shit up and I read that the word pistis, pistol, and pito. Unfortunately, most Negroes I know, they got a belief in a deity. They don't believe in themselves. You're not part of my French. So the first thing after you establish your proper identification, you got to change your belief. You got to put all of it on you. If it works, pat yourself on the back. If it fails, kick yourself in the ass. It ain't nobody's fault. So if you want to see what's really the problem in your life, go look in the fucking mirror. Just again, there ain't no New Believer show, man. This ain't no warm and fuzzy. This is like for people who want to win. I'm a winner. I just want to hang out with winners. Winners, we take responsibility for our life. We don't fucking want no coddling. We already know the truth. The truth is, if it is to be, it is up to me. Period. Figure it the fuck out. That's what winners do. We don't walk around. We don't have no pity parties. We don't want nobody. I don't never want nobody calling me, telling me, oh man, hey, well, doctor, man, yeah, hey, sorry for your loss, brother. Man, fuck that. I ain't sorry. I'm making shit happen, man. Because that's what the world we live in. Like some of y'all, man, y'all living in a world that's not real. That Christian shit and all this warm and fuzzy and everybody loves you and people, no, man. If you don't love yourself, this is a dog-eat-dog world. There's predators and then there's prey. Which one are you? Either you're a predator or you on your knees praying somewhere, waiting for somebody like me to come by and hit your ass in the head with a baseball bat and take your money. So no, bro, I ain't down in my head. My eyes is open. My head is up. You ain't swooping down and hitting me in the head, bro. This is not happening over chimp. I'm not no new believer. This is not my first rodeo. I've been around the block a couple of times, bro. I was raised in the hood. So no, I ain't going to drive into the grocery store just like walk around my head all up in a cloud, fucking clueless to what's going on around me. No, bro. If your car passes by my house more than 3 times, man, I'm taking down your license plate and I'm sitting in the living room locked and loaded. I ain't seen that car on my street before. I live in a cul-de-sac. Only people come down that street is people that live here. So let me make sure y'all understand the game. The game is called mind metaphysics. If you don't mind, it don't matter. Mind, matter, molecules. Your molecules are controlled by your matter. The matter is controlled by your mind. The mind accumulates data. That's called information. Data controls matter. No data, no matter. Money is nothing but matter. If you want some money, get some data. More data, more matter. Data is what we call facts. It's called information. They call it indoctrination. Don't let no mother indoctrinate you into their shit. You are unique. You're an individual. You want more matter, get you some more data. Nobody should be able to pump nobody on this call. You can't be my friend and get conned. Nah, bro. Something's not right. But I can spot the devil on fucking Mars. I see his ass coming. I can spot a snake. So no snake gonna walk up and bite me in the ass and be like, oh, sorry. If some shit's happening in your life and it just popped up and you're like, oops, you don't know how I got there, check yourself, bro. It ain't the guy that bit you in the ass or the girl, that's just not their fault. The job that they fired you should knew you was getting fired. If something happens in your life and you're like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming, bruh, man, are you serious? And you've been hanging out with me for more than 6 months? That means you're doing like what a lot of people do. You hitting and missing. You can't listen to me for any length of time and not have total awareness. That's what I do for a living, bro. This is not my first rodeo. I teach total awareness, discernment, consciousness, perspective, proper perspective. Now, I like snakes, and I like to play dumb. So the snakes think that they're winning. That's the best way to control somebody is to let them think that they are in control, because then they relax. But the whole time you're in control. The best way to con somebody is to let them do their con. Play into the con. Just don't put no emotional, no energy into the con. Because then the con is gonna slip up. When I was a cop, that's how I called every criminal. Why? I let the criminal do criminal shit. The more somebody get away with something, the more they do it. So you keep letting them, feed them the rope. They hang themselves. See, y'all fighting and stuff, and I'm gonna put in wrestling and like I got a sister. She's always fighting the devil. She's always praying. We had a big family fall off because she wanted to have let's get together and pray for it. They ain't praying for no mother. They pray for themselves. I don't pray. I don't pray to God. I pray as God. I'm an individual expression of God on earth. I know my worth and my value. God ain't coming down for no one, helping nobody. God gave you everything that you need for life and godliness. That shit's in your Bible. It says that I have given you everything that you need for life and godliness. God even says, why worry? Why are you worrying? People walk around worrying. What the fuck are you worrying for? Why worry about what you need? Do you not know your Heavenly Father knows you have need of these things before you even ask? That's your disposition. God's on my side. If God be for me, who can be against me? Are you serious? And I know God is for me. I don't need no Christian, no preacher to tell me I'm saved. I know I'm saved because I'm producing fruit. The Bible says that God reigns on the just and the unjust. It's us who make this division. You say, well, God only is for the black man. God's only for the blue man. You got the wrong God, bro. Excuse me. So what am I saying? Elevate your game, brother. Elevate your game, sister. Walk into the building with your head up, your chest out. Deep nostril breathing. You the man. You the womb man. Stop with this low vibrational shit. Bad things happen, so what? Bad things happen to everybody. Don't allow yourself to feel sorry for yourself. You fell down, get your ass up. Brush your dust off your feet, get your ass back in the race. That's it. We ain't got time to be coddling nobody. Don't coddle yourself, and don't accept no coddling from nobody else. We live in a world of this trophy culture where everybody gets a trophy. Nah, that ain't how it works. You don't put no energy in, you ain't going to win. That's the culture. That's the principle. To him that has, more shall be given. Give, and it shall be given. That's a principle. If you ain't giving shit, don't expect nothing. It's time out for this freeloading thing. You know, people expecting stuff to happen, and you ain't doing nothing. If you want it, go get it. Figure it out. If it don't work, then try something else. Don't give up. There ain't no giving up. Ain't no getting tired. Ain't no, well, I'm tired of adulting. I want to take some time off. No, why they do that, bro? So your job and my job is to make sure that we are oscillating and vibrating in our God-given design. The Bible says, again, be still and know that I am God. Mental stillness. And the way that you establish mental stillness is to immerse your brain in your lane. I establish my mental stillness, my confidence, my power. Everything comes from I know. Excuse me, because I know the day that I was born. It was recorded in my birth certificate. So I know I was born on September the 15th of a specific year. And I know that the month of September means total awareness. It doesn't mean partial awareness. So I don't have to pray for it. I don't have to ask for it. I don't need nobody to approve it. I don't have to go to Harvard, Yale, or no damn historically black college to get no fucking degree. I don't need no man to come by and endorse me. No, I'm not waiting to start until the Reverend comes by and give me his blessing. I don't need no covering. I don't need your certificate. I don't need your pat on the back. I don't need your approval. I can approve myself. So can you. So all your power comes from your attributes and characteristics given to you by your God. You don't worship God, you are God. You worship yourself. You worship your God-given attributes and characteristics. That's how you manifest. You're giving away your power every time you look outside of yourself. We have this treasure hidden in earthen vessels. What is this treasure? Christ inside of you. He ain't outside, he's inside. God put himself in the one place he knew you would not look. Internally. So it's time for us to stop looking for help outside. Shit is not coming, bro. Ain't nobody. Stop looking up in the sky. Did you read the Gospel of Thomas? Whatever you look for, it precedes you. So I'm looking for help from someone else. That means somebody else gets my power. Somebody else also gets my fruit. Because that someone else is giving. So I got to figure this shit out for myself, so do you. So where do we start today? Today you go to the month that you was born. If you're born in January, you're here for love, period. So you should be doing shit that help people how to love themselves. If you're born in February, you're here for spirit shizness only. You shouldn't be talking about nothing else except spirituality. How to become more spiritual, not religious. You should be doing the same shit I'm doing. You should be blasting religion. You should be promoting spirituality. Because the Bible says God is spirit. It says nothing that God is religion. Those that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. You should be promoting spirit and truth. That's it. Every day you should be talking about spirit. What is it? And truth. What is it? You should be defining that to help other people. If you're born in March, you should be talking about courage. Courage is the ability to move forward in the face of extreme adversity. Everybody needs more courage. Courage means, yes, I'm afraid. I'm scared to death, but I'm going to fucking do it anyway. Courage means I don't feel like working out, but I told myself I was going to work out every day at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. rolls around, he's like, man, your best friend calls, hey, dog, let's go over here, man, and get a slice of pizza, man. Me and the fellas are meeting up, man. So let's meet. Why don't you meet us over here, man? We're going to play around a pool and eat pizza. And he's like, well, bro, man, I ain't going to be able to make it, man. Come on, dog. What you doing, man? You just sitting around out. Well, you know, I was kind of working out today. Man, you can do that shit tomorrow, bro. Like, okay. Nah. Do you know every time you don't keep a promise to yourself, you weaken your immune system? Every time you lie to yourself, you weaken your immune system. You make your own self sick because your cells don't trust you anymore, so they stop working for you. You should read Dr. Bruce Lipton's The Power of Belief. Every time you lie to yourself, you decrease your aura and your voltage. That's why you're not attractive. Not you personally, but people you know. Never lie to yourself. Fuck, you can lie to me, your mama, your daddy, your monkey, and your squirrel, but you never. If you make a promise to yourself, keep it. Do not make a vow and don't keep it. If you say you're going to start doing something on such and such a day, do it. It's for you. It's not for nobody else. That's what March is all about, helping people keep promises that they make to themselves. April is about amplification. April is the Energizer Bunny. You're gifted with extra energy. People born in April usually are attractive. They attract a lot of people, but they don't know what the fuck to do with it. So they usually end up crashing and burning because they get all this attention and they're like, I don't understand why everybody like me. What? And then if you're a woman, it's like you got big chichis and a big badonkey-donk and you're getting all this attention and you should have a product, so you should be fucking selling pet rocks. Something. So when all them Negroes is in your DM, you said, yeah, go to my website and buy my shit. Then we could talk. But no, what do you do instead? You walk around here looking like a damn Muslim with your, wrapped up. The only thing I can see is your eyeballs. I don't like all the attention that I'm getting, brother. See, the devil got us all discombobulated. Your gift is your flaw. What are you ashamed of? What are you hiding? That's what you should be promoting. That's what April's all about. May is about balance. If you're here and you're born in May, God put you here to create balance. Don't be up. Don't be down. Be consistent. If you're here for June, you're here to balance all this masculine energy that's running around. June is the month of feminine wisdom. So you're supposed to be promoting love and compassion, caring and nurturing. That's June. If you're here for July, you're here to help people get off the sofa and take action. July is the month of action. We talk about August all the time because if you're born in August, you're here to help people operate in their mind, will, emotion, imagination, intellect. We call that the soul. The soul is like an ATM machine. The soul is how I convert the fruit of the spirit, love, joy, peace, gentleness, meekness, and self-control, into dollars. How do I take spiritual money and transform it into physical money? Your soul. Your soul is a medium of exchange. So if you're here in August, you're here to help people learn how to utilize this spiritual ATM machine, and you can print money on demand because your mind, your will, your emotion, your imagination, intellect, that's your belief system. And your belief, whatever you believe, believes in you. So whatever you believe only happens to you. It doesn't happen to me. That shit is crazy. You know, the craziest thing is that people who were bad things, shit that happened to people, never happened to me. Nobody else. How come it only happens to you? There are people on this call right now that every time you go to do something, it's tough. You have a problem with it. How come? Nobody else has that same problem but you, because that's your belief. You believe that setting up a website is hard. Since you believe it, it's hard for you. People setting up websites. I got 25 of them. I set up websites every day, all day, 24/7, 365. Anybody can learn anything. I don't have a desire to play the piano. If I did, I'd be fucking a concert pianist. Whatever I put in my mind, my will, my emotions, my imagination, and my intellect to, I whoop that ass. You got that same power. You just have to exercise focus, discipline, and order. So if you're born in August, you're here to help people over and understand that, hey, you don't really have a manifestation problem. You just have a mind, will, emotion, imagination, and intellect problem. You don't know how to focus on one thing. We already talked about September. Out of all the months, I'm partial to my month. Out of everything, I love the fact that I can see the field. I don't know no others. I mean, I like all the other powers, but remember that book that I wrote on the 9 psychic powers? My psychic power? What? It's awesome. Why? There's no surprises. Even when you don't see it coming, you knew it was coming. Because in your gut, you had a feeling that something was off. You just couldn't put your finger on it. So if I find out somebody's doing something behind my back, I just didn't know it was you. I knew it was somebody, but I was like, damn, so it was you. That's why I was picking that shit up. So you can't get over on somebody born in September unless they're operating in the dark side of their gift. October is the month of emotional balance. October is, man, if you're born in October, you can get paid right now. Why? Because people are having a hard time controlling their emotions. People are all over the place emotionally because we've been gaslighted by the news. Now they come on over, they're going to bring COVID mandates back. People are getting emotional. Donald Trump got arrested. People are getting emotional. If he gets off, what happens? People are going to get emotional. I believe all of this is a sham. I honestly think the fool's coming back going to be, how is she going to create emotional upheaval? How do you destroy the country? I mean, do what they do in law enforcement. Good cop, bad cop. Come to you, make you trust me. Then once you trust me, I tell you, well, really, I'm the bad guy. And now what happens is you just got gaslighted. Now you're pissed off. People in October, the universe needs you now to create emotional balance because people are emotionally, everybody's on edge. Every time I get in my car and drive somewhere, I'm witnessing this road rage shit over simple stuff. The guy changed his lane, and then I went around a guy and cut in front of him. I put on my blinker. I moved in front of him. He was driving too slow. He jumps around, turns around, and he jumps right back in front of me. So I get around. I'm driving a Corvette, like for real, bro. I mean, I flew past him so fast. But it's funny because me and my son was driving and we both just bust out laughing. Because this old white dude. You know, and it was just like I would have pulled him out and dragged his ass out that car, whooped his ass. He'd have been like, what? People don't think what they do. He's going to jump in front of me and slam on my brakes. And slam on his brakes. For what? What is he angry about? Everybody's pissed off. That brings us to the month of November. If you're born in the month of November, do you know what success means? November means success. So success, like, it's interesting that man, you got to look at the definition of these words. Success is a favorable and prosperous result. Success means that you are in a mental state. It ain't got shit to do with achieving nothing. It's a mental disposition that's defined by your range of expectations because that controls your effort. Success means that you are involved in positivity. So are you involved? Success has nothing to do with the destination. Success is a worthwhile pursuit of a worthy goal. So November, you're here to help everybody establish the worthwhile pursuit. And you say shit about the attainment. See, I'm happy because I'm involved every day in the worthwhile pursuit. So my brain says, give this Negro some dopamine. That's why I'm doped up every day. That's why I don't have to take, I've never gotten to external drugs. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do nothing. The only thing that I would do that some people could consider externally is I like sweets. My dad likes sweets. I didn't grow up with that fool get up in the middle of the night. He used to get up in the middle of the night, 2, 3 in the morning, go in the kitchen eating sweets. I do the same thing. But my dope, my drugs, that shit's internal, man. Because I'm hooked on the roll, not the fucking goal. I could care less if I make $1,000 today. Even though I am going to make $1,000 today. Because I'm putting in the effort. But I'm in love. So if you're born in November, you're supposed to be married to the role. Everybody should watch you get up every day and they're like, damn, why this fool so happy? Why you happy, man? You could be broke as a joke, fucking homeless. And you just, you fucking skipping. And you eating noodles. Pushing a fucking basket. Nobody can, why? Because you're attached to the role. You know that that's just temporarily. You know that you're just in a temporary bump. Because your role, your effort must produce an outcome. Because you're putting in the work. That's November. Which leads us to the last month, which is December. December is spiritual journeys that leads to wisdom. If you're born in December, you are here to go through a bunch of shit. So put on your big boy drawers or your big girl panties and go out there and fucking fail. Because the people who are experts are the people who fail the most. The reason I'm good at what I do is because I crash and burn way more than most people try. Everybody else like, man, I ain't going out there, shoot. We're going to go out there, we're going to crash and burn. Oh, shit. Let's get it then. I ain't afraid to fail. That's why I take way more risk than anybody else. So I know failure, that's a good possibility. That's a good but guess what? What if I win? But there's another part of my brain saying, but what if you fail? But then there's another part of my brain that says, but what if I win? So every morning I wake up and my brain tells me, this is not going to work. But then my gut tells me, what if it do? So if you want to make more money, make more offers. So I make an offer and my brain tells me, ain't nobody going to respond to that shit. But my gut says, what if they do? Now today's offer, again, you can be on my website. I set up your whole business based upon your numbers. I do everything for you. You just provide me your date of birth and then you just kick back. Now it's $1,000. 2 payments of $500. You give me your date of birth, that's all I need. I'll take it from there. So that's $1,000. My brain telling me, what if nobody responds? But my gut telling me, what if they do? Remember I used the example? What if I get 15 people to respond to today's offer? That's $15,000 in one day. There's 7 billion people on this planet. I just need 15. 30. What if I got 300? No, remember my annual goal is 360. So what if I get 360K? So, Brother Mitch, I'm sitting here and like, what if, Brother Mitch, I put this shit on YouTube, which I'm going to do, and put it on TikTok, LinkedIn, Spreaker. I'm putting it on all of my social media platforms. Now, in the next 3 days, I'm expecting to get 360 people to respond. How much money that is, Brother Mitch? That's $360,000, Brother Mitch, in 3 days. So now I got to put in the work, Brother Mitch. That's my expectation, but my effort must match my expectations. So I got to get the fuck up off this phone and get to work. I love y'all. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Whether you love me back or not, Sister T, I still love you. God bless. She's out there on tonight.